We suffer from dust, noise, nuisance.
Houses have cracked up, you have settling and shifting and all sort of stuff.
When you're passing Jamaica, if you're a newcomer or alien to the community, they can smell it from a mile out.
When it comes to certain time of the night, the scent just comes over.
The water has a stench. It's hard to drink.
Anytime this overflows, it is going down into the river and people feed their cows, their goats, people wash clothes, and you know that the water will just travel all the way down.
Minutes ago, this place was wet. Here's the dust again. And with the damping of the road, it creates these furrows, and then what you'll find is that the road surface itself becomes absolutely terrible. You also now have, for persons who own motor vehicles here, an added expense to their standard of living.
The Jamaican communities of Bull Bay and Hayes New Town have long struggled with the impacts of quarrying, bauxite mining, and alumina processing taking place near to their schools and residential areas. These industries have displaced communities, created economic hardships, damaged roads, homes and businesses, threatened water sources, and harmed public health.
I have been living in phase 2 for about 11 years. My first time being affected and diagnosed with asthma was when I was 9 to 10 years old. I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. In 2010, I was admitted 10 times for the pneumonia.
This community was not always a dustbin. This was a bustling hub. What happens when dirty water runs through a business place? People go elsewhere. With every major event that causes degradation, businesses pull out. Persons who once lived here, who were educated, persons who would support the further growth and stimulate and also be examples to the youngsters coming up, they have moved on.
Local people have tried for decades to get their concerns addressed, but have met with little success.
Yes, maybe the mayor, maybe the MP, maybe the councillor, but nobody else with clout lives here. Everybody else only comes through. And that's not good enough. Because it is not a personal pressing issue, nobody does anything. It's happening to them over there and not recognizing that it is happening to us. It's happening to Jamaica.
Starting in 2013, the Jamaica Environment Trust worked with the residents of Bull Bay and Hayes New Town through the project Strengthening the Capacity of Jamaican Communities to Protect Their Environmental Rights, funded by the Inter-American Foundation.
They taught us how to do sampling, air, water, soil sampling, so that we'd be able to get the evidence we needed. We were taught how to use videographic evidence, how to access information from the government, and how to properly lobby on our own behalf.
If I see a lot of emissions, that thick black or grey thing coming out of the chimney, if I have my phone with me, I'll take it and snap a quick picture. If I see the drinking water look any way that it's not supposed to, snap it in a picture. The emissions, if I see it on my house top, I use my phone, snap a picture.
Participants learned about relevant laws and regulations and how to use the Access to Information Act to get vital information on permits and licenses.
We have learned the hours for which mining operations should take place. We had a public consultation here at St. Martin's Mission. We basically contributed to guidelines. The EIA has empowered us and our actions.
Stakeholder meetings brought project participants together with government service providers, officials from regulatory agencies, and company representatives. communities were able to voice their concerns and suggest solutions to problems. In response, stakeholders listened and agreed to perform helpful, timely actions. These stakeholder meetings built relationships and gave community members access to important decision makers.
Well, today we're having a site visit in the Hayes Newtown community area in Clarendon. It is a follow-up to the stakeholder meeting that was held a couple weeks ago. Well, they are having some issues with the proximity of one of our sewage ponds, the Hayes ponds, to freshwater source.
All across there, the water scattered go over to the new scheme.
My understanding is that they are having some flooding issues. So a big part of it was because the ponds needed to be cleaned. So our office in Maypen, call was made to them, and they would then have contacted like maintenance and wastewater department, and they'd collaborate and get the issue resolved.
When I come today and see that the pond is clean, I feel proud and glad that a necessary step have been taken, and I feel good about it that they hear our cry and move forward towards it.
The multiple achievements of this 2-year project include 3 new publications. Get Up, Stand Up is an introduction to environmental laws and rights, including simple tips on how communities can participate in environmental decision-making. Stand Up, Talk Up is a guidebook requested by community members on how to conduct advocacy campaigns and engage with the media. And a booklet on environmental best practices in mining and quarrying for regulators and stakeholders. A comprehensive health survey was administered to 2 communities exposed to mining and 2 controlled communities to establish whether public health is being affected by nearby mining and quarrying operations.
With the help of the Jamaica Environment Trust, this is really a great project for the community. We are now able to garner evidence to the concerns that we have been hearing before. We have been able, again through the instrumentality of the Jamaica Environment Trust, meet with major stakeholders as it relates to the mines and quarrying operation.
Community members from Hayes, Newtown and Bull Bay have learned new skills and built new relationships. They learned how to gather information, how to record what they see and experience so as to monitor the health and environment of their neighborhoods. They have gained confidence that they can come together, organize and advocate for their interests. They understand their legal rights to information, who to contact about problems, and that it is their responsibility to participate in available public processes.